The tribe's philanthropy has not just been in the rural areas where many tribal members tend to live, but they've been in Oklahoma City and Tulsa, Norman and Lawton. Nonprofit organizations in Oklahoma receive millions of dollars from tribal generosity.
I sit on 11 boards. Every one of them are fundraising in one way or another. The first name at the top of every list are the tribes.
The impact they have is really unquantifiable and transformational. Infrastructure, jobs, economic development.
This philanthropy has been part of their responsibility as citizens of Oklahoma, and they care about this state. They care about it deeply.
I work with the United Way of Central Oklahoma, and they are oftentimes the major contributors to our member agencies.
We are so fortunate to have the support of the tribes. They really sit at the table with us, finding solutions to some of the most difficult issues as it deals with homelessness, as it deals with domestic violence, mental health, addiction. We have not, in Oklahoma City, had a strong program in housing. When we came up with a plan with the tribes at the table, they actually funded that program to help support affordable housing in Oklahoma City, and we now have the start of a program that actually is growing and growing, but it would have never happened without the tribe's initial support.
What I don't think a lot of people understand is how the tribes fill that need so greatly in rural communities. And I see the tribes doing a great service to our state and saving a lot of taxpayer dollars because they're providing everything from trucks for first responders and a lot of funding in our fire departments and police, from youth services to education. The tribes are actively involved in STEM education and investment to help us be able to have that future workforce that we need for a thriving Oklahoma.
Well, the tribes have always been very, very generous with the University of Oklahoma. Their impact can be felt at the Health Sciences Center and the Earlham Diabetes Center, can be felt in student programs for Native peoples on the Norman campus. But certainly the impact that the tribes have had is in the millions of dollars at the University of Oklahoma.
The contributions that we receive from the tribes are significant and have been transformational for our organization. They are today our largest donor, so they help us to make sure that we can make the arts accessible to all. The arts are integral to quality of life. We need to have a thriving arts community so that we can attract businesses, so that we can attract talent. I would be hard-pressed to find an Oklahoman who has not been impacted by the generosity of the tribes.
They've really stepped up and taken care of their tribal members, but they've gone well beyond that, and they've done things that affect all Oklahomans in very, very positive light.
They've helped feed hungry families. Anything related to health and social services, I can tell you the tribes have been engaged in and finding solutions and supportive of the nonprofit sector. The only consistency you have is with the tribes. And there have been times they've increased their giving when we've needed it, so we don't lose ground on social services.
What I can imagine is what kind of investment we would make to recruit organizations that provide not only 96,000 jobs, but also build hospitals, also invest over $40 million in road construction.
I grew up here. We're taught your word is everything, and that you honor that and that integrity. And the tribes have always honored their word, their handshake agreement. It really is what the Oklahoma Standard is based on.
When I talk to other CEOs or other United Ways around the country, they frequently are envious of the relationship that we have with tribes in Oklahoma.
Their insight and their contributions, not only in terms of dollars, but time and their talent has also been substantial.
If the tribes had to scale back on the kind of investment that they're making now, particularly in our nonprofit sector, I mean, that would just absolutely be devastating. It would be like taking so many steps backwards.
We are United for Oklahoma, committed to mutual respect, shared strength, and productive partnerships. To join the conversation, visit unitedforoklahoma.com.